Myths limit what we think is possible. And when you bust through them, you open yourself up to new opportunities, ideas, and success. Success that you might never have thought possible before. Hello, my creative friend. Welcome to the BDI Create Today podcast. This is a podcast where we'll discover the who, what, where, when, why, and how you can be creative or have more creativity. And together, we'll explore the extraordinary impact creativity can have in your life, in your heart, mind, body, and soul. And if we haven't met yet, I am Beth Buffington, a licensed artist, digital illustration instructor, and a creative coach living just outside of the windy city of Chicago, Illinois. But mostly, I am someone who is curious about how creativity can weave its way into our lives. Now, each week we're going to look at one or more of the sparkly facets that make up the ever-changing kaleidoscope that is creativity. What if I told you that some of the beliefs you have about yourself, about your creativity, your talent, your success, that they aren't actually true? What if you suddenly realize doubts that have been keeping you from doing your creativity, your ideas, that these doubts holding you back, keeping you from your ideas, well, that they weren't actually facts? What if you realized many of your doubts, your fears, the beliefs you have about your creativity are actually keeping you from your creativity? That these things that you've been thinking, the doubts that you've been having, that they are actually myths. Today, we're going to shine a light on creative myths, the ones that whisper, you're not ready yet. You're not talented enough. It's too late to start for you. This episode is all about helping you break free of the fiction, the myths that have built walls around you that are keeping you from moving forward to creative success. And when I say success, I mean things like starting dream projects, finishing projects, and then releasing them into the world confidently to do what they were created for. And I mean success like making money with your creativity. We are going to talk about how myths can cloud your reality and keep you from stepping fully into your creative potential. And by the end of our time together, you'll feel more empowered when thinking about your potential, your capabilities, your confidence, and ultimately your creative success. Because I know you have something incredible inside you, and I know that you are aware of your potential. Your creativity is valuable. Your dreams are worth pursuing. So, hello, my creative friend. Welcome to another episode of Create Today with Beth Buffington. Today, we are going to understand the power behind a myth and how it can control your decisions and your thoughts. So, to fully understand the power of a myth, let's start with the story. So, imagine it is summer in Nebraska and it is hot. Now, this one particular summer, I was old enough to remember the story I'm telling you, but young enough to believe that advice given to me by adults, especially my beloved grandma, that advice from them was gospel. And like I said, it was hot. So after dinner, my grandma and grandpa would cut large slices of ice cold watermelon to cool off my cousins and I. My grandpa grew the best black diamond watermelons. They were delicious and sweet, but they had seeds and there were lots of them. So, watermelon meant fishing out all the seeds between bites of the sweet bits of melon. And sometimes pulling out all the seeds, well, that was tedious, and a few seeds would accidentally just slide right down. I remember my grandmother noticing that some of my cousins, I'm sure me included, were eating seeds with our watermelon. And so she gave us what I thought was advice to live by like a commandment. Don't eat the seeds. They stay in your stomach and they might actually start growing. Now, I have always had an overactive imagination. So, of course, this news was incredibly alarming to me. My grandfather's watermelons were gigantic, and I certainly did not want a watermelon growing inside my stomach. And I finally asked my mom about what to do if a watermelon was indeed growing in my stomach. I mean, what do you do? And she told me, relax. It wasn't true that watermelon seeds could start growing in your tummy. This was a myth. Now, if you think back on your own childhood, our childhoods, they were filled with myths. Like, don't go swimming until 30 minutes after you eat. Frogs and toads will give you warts. Cracking your knuckles is going to give you arthritis. Santa Claus is watching you at all times. Carrots will give you amazing vision. And the stork delivers babies. I'm sure the list for you can go on and on and on. I know you have some that you can add. Now, the definition of myth is a widely held but false belief. Myths are shared so often that they become true to us. So they end up shaping our thoughts and our choices, and they keep us from looking for the truth because we're certain we know this to be fact. So why would we question it? This is what myths do. They cloud facts. And so we believe the fiction. And in the creative world, there are a lot of creative myths, my friend. And these myths can lead us to doubt our abilities, hesitate to take action, and even give up on dreams that are actually within our reach. Myths can be a wall that block us from discovering and reaching our true creative potential. So when we believe in a myth, it blocks our creativity and it affects not only our success, but our progress, our productivity, our motivation, and even our confidence. There are so many important factors that are vital to help us reach our full creative potential. Because of the myth, we make decisions based on fiction instead of fact. So we stay stuck instead of growing. We hesitate instead of taking action. We hold ourselves back from opportunities because we think we're not ready or we're not good enough. Now, you might be thinking, oh, Beth, I'm a realist. I don't believe in myths. Please hang with me here. You might be surprised what you discover today. So, first, I want you to take a moment to ponder this. Have you ever thought this about yourself or someone that you know? In order to make progress, you have got to know where you're going. In order to start, you need to be prepared and ready. You need to have the right education, skills, and talent to do and be creative. You need to wait for inspiration to strike before you can really make important creative work. And most artists don't make real money. Have you ever thought any of these things? Believe it or not, these statements are mythical. If you fully believe in any of these things, they can actively be working against your creative success. And my friend, these are just a few examples. But when you find these myths, then you realize they are myths, and then you let go of the myths that block your creative potential. When you do this, incredible things can happen. First, you gain confidence. When you stop believing in a myth that you've been told or that you've told yourself, things like you're not ready or you're not good enough. When you stop believing that, you can start taking bold steps forward because confidence isn't knowing everything. It's about knowing that you can figure it out, knowing that you can pivot, knowing that you'll learn from mistakes. So a bad day isn't the end of your creativity. So gaining confidence, my friend, is so important. Number two, you start taking action. Without myths blocking your way, you move forward with more clarity. You stop waiting for the perfect time or the right opportunity, and you just start creating. You start creating now. You start creating again. You start creating every day. And you are less overly cautious. And you start taking the kind of creative adventures that might at first feel risky, but at the end of the day have either been successful or have given you new insight, experience, and skills to put towards your next step. And number three, you expand your creative potential. You see, myths limit what we think is possible. And when you bust through them, you open yourself up to new opportunities, ideas, and success. Success that you might never have thought possible before. Now, I know from experience how easy it is to fall into believing a creative myth because myths are really good at masking fiction to look like reality. So, how do you know you are being clouded from the facts because of a myth? Here's some good news. You don't have to figure this out all alone. That's what Create Today is all about. This is a space where you can learn and grow and get the guidance that you need to move past creative myths and into your creative success. And that's why I'm inviting you to a free workshop that I've created to help you realize 5 common creative myths that are probably keeping you from creative success. Now, in my workshop, we're going to uncover these 5 myths that might be limiting you right now without you even realizing it. These are myths that were holding me back. So I want to share them with you. Just like my mom shared the facts about watermelon seeds with me. When you discover the myths that are holding you back and you realize how to break free of them, you'll find clarity and confidence, and you'll find the mindset shifts that you need in order to move towards your creative goals. It's a freeing experience. Just like when I realized I didn't have to worry about watermelons growing in my tummy. So if you've ever felt stuck, unsure, if you've been afraid to start or to take that next step, this workshop will be enlightening for you. So I encourage you to come and join me for this transformational from fiction to facts workshop. So if you're ready to sign up, please just go to www.bdi-create.today and you will find information for registration on the homepage right now and in the events page. So just go up to the menu and go down to events. And you'll find it in the events page, even if you're listening to this after February 19th, 2025. My friend, the myths we believe about our creativity, like when we should even start something new, that maybe we aren't smart enough to reach for our dreams, or that we're not talented enough to be successful with our creativity. Beliefs that make us think creative success is too far to reach for us, or it's too competitive out there to make an impact, or it's too crowded out there to make money with our creativity. Well, These thoughts, my friend, are actually myths that feel like unshakable truths. But myths are fiction, not fact. Myths are not reality. They are often stories that we've absorbed over time that are shared and reshared or posted and reposted time and time and time again. But my friend, when we detect a myth, we can break free from it. And the most powerful thing you can do for yourself as a creative is to recognize myths for what they are: barriers that you do not have to accept. You have so much potential. Think about those creative ideas that are springing up inside you right now, the work that you are longing to create, the impact you hope to make. My friend, it is all possible, not just for other people, for you. I believe in your creativity. I believe that your work has the power to inspire, to connect, and to change lives, including your own. You have something unique to offer the world, and no myth should keep you from stepping into your success. So, as you go forward today, I encourage you to question the stories you've been told about what's possible and about what's not possible for you. And instead, I want you to choose to believe in yourself. And most importantly, my friend, just keep creating. Because more than ever, our world needs what only you can provide. So, my friend, what is your message? Own it, do it, create it, and don't let a myth block your success. And as always, my wish for you today and every day is to stay creative, my friend. Now, let's take a moment to hear from our sponsor. And that's me. My friend, what's holding you back from realizing the creative success you are reaching for? It might not be your skills. It could be the myths that you are believing. Now, as an artist who licenses artwork worldwide, I have done a bit of myth busting to figure out how to make money with my art. And I want to share what I've discovered with you. Register for my workshop, 5 Myths Keeping You from Creative Success, and discover the truths that will set your creativity free. So if you're ready to share your unique creativity with the world and also make some money with your creative passion, come to the workshop. Register now at www.bdi-create.today. It's time to create with confidence, and I cannot wait to create today with you soon.